Welcome in, everyone. After a lengthy rain delay, we're ready for baseball here in Oxford, Alabama. A continuation of the game that was being played yesterday between North Carolina and Mississippi. Happy to have you in here on JockJive.com. I'm Anthony Crum. If you're watching at home, thank you for joining us. If you're having to watch in from work, as we're starting in the middle of the day today, happy to have you in. Don't get caught. But I hope you enjoy your work day and also maybe get to watch some baseball. We're going to continue this game here between North Carolina and Mississippi as the rain halted us yesterday. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Your score is North Carolina 3, Mississippi 1. North Carolina scored 2 runs in the top of the first off a 2-run home run by Charlie Melton, and then 1 run in the top of the second from an RBI single of number 2, Lucas Saldo. We're now in the bottom of the second. Mississippi got their 1 run off an RBI single from Nick Green. Up to bat is number 24, Blaine Causey. He will have an 0-2 count when we continue play here today. Charlie Melton is still on the mound for North Carolina. The shout-out number is on your screen, 410-903-2715. That's 410-903-2715. Just text in a shout-out, and I'll be able to read your text over the air. Just tell me who you are, who you're rooting for, and where you're rooting from, so I can let those players out on the field know that you're watching them from wherever you are. And looks like we're ready to go here. Continuing our game between Mississippi and North Carolina, an elimination game between these two teams, as 2 days ago both of these teams lost to their respective teams. Swinging at the first pitch is Blaine Causey, and that one's going to roll all the way to a fence. An 0-2 count, and Causey comes in and ropes one into right center for a double. That's how you start off a day. If you're Mississippi, you come in with the 0-2 count. First pitch you see, ropes it into right center. A scoring threat already here in the bottom of the second for Mississippi, as number 1, the second baseman, Rayshawn Key, strides in and watches strike 1. This Mississippi team lost 7-6 to Georgia 2 days ago. North Carolina, a 5-1 loss to Texas. That's how they both sit in the loser's bracket. Trying to square around a bunt, but pulling it back is Keys, and the count goes even to 1. Causey stands on second after the double. 1-1 pitch swung through by Keys. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to answer the 1 run put up by North Carolina in the top of the second, although it's about 8 hours later. Mississippi looking to answer that run. A strikeout for Keys as he swings through the 1-2 pitch. First out of the bottom of the second brings up Kelton Hosey, number 7. Shout out to Charlie Melton in North Carolina from Charlie's brother, John and Harmon, Papa and Mimi. Thanks for that shout out. Charlie Melton out on the mound for North Carolina, trying to put up some zeros for his team and hold on to this 3-1 lead. Hosey stands in. 1 ball, no strikes. This one hit to the right side of the infield. Slow roller to first base. Flipped over to Melton for the second out. Moving up to third base is Causey. 2 outs and a runner on third now for Charles Sims, number 11, the left fielder. Mississippi's going to need a big hit from their 9-hole hitter, Charles Sims, here if they want to capitalize on that leadoff double. A strikeout and a ground out followed Causey's leadoff double, and now he stands on third base with 2 outs. First pitch comes in, finds the zone, strike 1. Charlie Melton started the first inning well, 2 straight strikeouts on a walk, a single, and then an RBI single. Brought home Mississippi's run. Down 0-2 now is Charles Sims, as Melton looks for his 4th strikeout on the day. Trying to end the threat for Mississippi. 0-2 pitch too far inside, ball 1. One ball, 2 strike count. 2 outs, bottom second, runner on third base. Pitch comes in, slap to the right side of the infield, but foul. Staying alive at the plate is Sims. Number 11, the left fielder for Mississippi, has a chance to cut the North Carolina lead in half with a single. If he plants one over the fence, we would be tied. Here in the second inning, after a lengthy rain delay yesterday, we're continuing this game. 1-2 pitch is too high, ball 2. Count even at 2 now on Charles Sims from Charlie Melton. Sims steps out, gets the signs from his third base coach. As the catcher now goes to talk to Charlie Melton. Behind the plate for North Carolina is number 14, Cole Irby. He's going to go out and have a few words with his pitcher, as it's 2-2 to Charles Sims. North Carolina 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Two-two pitch. This pitch a little too low. Ball 3. Count runs full on Charles Sims. Full count pitch. Hit to the right side of the infield, right to the second baseman. Bobbled a little bit. Throw to first, and it's there in time. North Carolina's second baseman, Lardy Lovingood, fields that one, fires to first for the 3rd out, ground out for Charles Sims, and that ends the threat. The leadoff double does not come around to pass for Mississippi, and we're at the end of 2. Your score, North Carolina 3, Mississippi 1. So we head to the top of the 3rd. I know it's been a long rain delay. I'm going to go through the starting lineups real quick now that we got through that inning, just so you can reacquaint yourselves here. So we head to the top of the 3rd. North Carolina coming up to bat now. The top of the order will be up for them. Number 9, Bebe Moore leads it off. Number 14, Cole Irby. Number 5, Charlie Melton. Number 7, Bennett Davis. Number 10, Tucker Cash. Number 12, Marty Lovingood. Number 4, Nick Cole. Number 45, Colton Mays. Number 7, Branson Bouchard. Number 6, Jordan Mull. Number 2, Lucas Saldo. And number 50, Mark Allen. On the Mississippi side, number 4, Carlos Martin. Number 5, Lane Steinwinder. Number 17, Connor Hale. Number 16, Peyton Perdue. Number 30, Nick Green. Number 24, Blaine Causey. Number 1, Reshawn Keys. Number 7, Kelton Hosey. Number 11, Charles Sims. Number 6, Hunter Eakes. Number 22, Heath Birkin. And number 23, Brady Richards. On the mound, after the rain delay for Mississippi, continues to be number 30, Nick Green, as he steps in to try to quiet these North Carolina bats. Go Lucas Saldo. Show him again what you got from Marty and Missy. Thanks for that. Lucas Saldo has an RBI single in this game that helped North Carolina score their 1 run in the second inning. Hit a single down the right field line. That scored Colton Mays. Top of the 3rd now. 2 innings gone, 4 to go. Your score, North Carolina 3, Mississippi 1, as North Carolina tries to add to their lead here. Actually, I apologize. I said Bebe Moore was going to be leading off this inning. It's actually going to be number 14, Cole Irby, the second batter in the North Carolina, leading off the 3rd. He watches the first pitch in for strike 1. as Nick Green leads off Cole Irby with the strike. 0-1 pitch coming in from Green. Hit hard down the left field line. This one's deep, back. And it's caught at the fence. I cannot see the fence over there in left field due to the dugout over the fans. But that ball was caught over in left field at the fence. I believe Charles Sims out there playing left field gets the long fly ball from Cole Irby for the first out. An out's an out, no matter where it's made on the field. And Mississippi picks up the first out of the top of the third. That brings up number 5, Charlie Melton. He is 1 for 1 with the 2-run home run that he hit in the first. First time City of KM has been to the World Series representing North Carolina since 2001. Thanks for that shout out, Kings Mountain, Tennessee, North Carolina. This is a team out there, first time that they've been here. Thanks for that tidbit. Shout out to these boys for being the first team to make it all the way to the World Series. Charlie Melton, a big part of that, pitching on the mound. And he's got his team in the lead after the 2-run home run that he hit in the first. Nick Green sets, fires in, swung through for strike 2 on Melton. Count is even at 2 on the pitcher, number 5. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch comes in a little too far outside. Ball 3, full count now. On the pitcher battle at the plate, Nick Green versus Charlie Melton. Full count pitch does not find the zone. Ball 4, Charlie Melton gets the 1-out walk. Number 7, the center fielder Bennett Davis strides in now. He reached on an error in the first inning. North Carolina was unable to bring him around to score in that first. Made it all the way to third. First pitch into Davis is too high for ball 4 after walking Melton. Nick Green quickly falls behind Bennett Davis. 1 ball, no strike. Wind is whipping out there on the field today. We have some more rain in the forecast. Hopefully that doesn't become an issue, but the wind blowing in from center field and probably did not help Cole Irby as that ball got caught in the jet stream and was brought down. Melton taking off for second, but this one's roped into center field, and he's already on his way to third. They're going to send Charlie Melton home, but he slips on third base, and he's got to go back. That's a double for Bennett Davis, and 2 in scoring position now for North Carolina with 1 out. As that ball was roped by Bennett Davis into left field while Charlie Melton was trying to steal. Unfortunately, Charlie Melton slips on third base, and now there's runners at second and third with 1 out, as Nick Green's going to have to work himself out of this jam. So, yeah, as I was saying, we got some more weather in the forecast, but that weather's definitely brought the wind today. It's going to be some steady wind throughout this game. This one hit to the left side of the infield by Tucker Cash, the shortstop. 1 run's going to score. Charlie Melton scores from third. Moving to third base is Bennett Davis. And North Carolina extends their lead on the RBI single from Tucker Cash. 4-1 your score now. North Carolina over Mississippi. Marty Lovingood, who's 1 for 1 on the day with the single, strides in now. Giving the signs to his team is number 5, the catcher Lane Steinwinder. He wants his infield to be set as there's runners at the corners with 1 out. Most likely Tucker Cash will be taking off for second, and he does with no throw. Can't throw down to second with Bennett Davis standing on third. So, again, 2 in scoring position with just 1 out in the top of the third for Marty Lovingood. Pitch comes in from Nick Green, watched all the way through for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes on Marty Lovingood from Nick Green, as the second baseman, number 12, quickly gets ahead of the Mississippi pitcher. as the sun starts to peek out in left field here in Oxford, Alabama. 2-0 pitch finds the zone, strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Loving Good. Nick Green's trying to work himself out of this jam. Trying to limit the damage of North Carolina here in the top of the third. Pitch comes in, big cut and a miss by Loving Good. As the count goes even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strike, pitch in. A little too far inside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strike count. Full count on Marty Loving Good. A ball would walk him loaded. A strike would add the second out. Pitch comes in, pop fly in the infield. The shortstop for Mississippi, number 17, Connor Hale, sprints in, grabs that infield fly for the second out. Big second out for Mississippi as they're 1 out away from limiting the damage of North Carolina here in the top of the third. Nick Cole, the number 4, the first baseman, steps in now. This one gets behind the catcher. Ball 1, sliding in safely from third base is Bennett Davis. As Lane Steinwinder couldn't get to that ball in time, and scoring from third base is Davis to extend the lead to 5-1. Moving up to third is Tucker Cash. That's one way to score a run on ball 1 to Nick Cole. Says Nick loves hoops too. His dad is the assistant coach. Shout out there to Nick Cole and Nick's dad, Shane Cole. Thanks for that shout out. Cole fouls that one back. Strike 1. 1-1 the count now on North Carolina's first baseman. Runner at third base is Tucker Cash. It's North Carolina trying to take a 6-1 lead here. They're leading 5-1 with a runner on third and 2 outs. Pitch comes in outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Nick Cole. 2-1 pitch. Big cut and a miss by Cole. Count goes even at 2. He was trying to send that one to the seats with that swing. They'll stand back in now. Pitch comes in. Big cut, big miss again. Strike 3. Nick Cole goes down swinging for the second time in this game, and that will end the North Carolina threat, but not before 2 runs come across. An RBI single from Tucker Cash, and then Bennett Davis scores on the wild pitch to make our score North Carolina 5, Mississippi 1, as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Leading off for Mississippi in the bottom of the third will be number 6, Hunter Eakes. Don't forget to like JockJive on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. We're trying to reach 10,000 Facebook likes and 1,000 Twitter followers this summer. We need your help to get there. And when you like us on Facebook, we keep you updated on scores, schedules, game status, and so much more. So go to JockJive.com and follow the shortcut to all social media, or simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine on Facebook or at JockJive on Twitter. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Facebook and Twitter is the best place to find out any information about what's going on here at the World Series if you're not here. Like yesterday, when we had those long rain delays, that's where all the information will be posted. Also, you can get the scores of all the other games going on around the park here on Facebook. So if you're not following us on Facebook yet, make sure you do that. A lot of good information can be found out through there. Over to our left, we have the other Ozone game going on right now. A game between Florida and Louisiana. Right now, Florida is leading that game over Louisiana 4-3 in the fourth inning. Hunter Eakes steps in now. Charlie Melton returns to the mound for North Carolina to get to the bottom of the third inning going. First pitch, ball one to Eakes. Bottom three of the lineup due up for Mississippi: Hunter Eakes, Heath Birkin, and Brady Richards. Happy birthday, Cole. Love Keegan, Mama, and Papa. I assume you're Cole Irby, number 14, the catcher for North Carolina. Big happy birthday to him. On this North Carolina team, gets to play in a World Series game on his birthday. That's pretty cool. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Hunter Eakes. Good luck, Jordan Mull and his dad, Mike Mull. We love you from back home. That's from Shannon Mull. Thank you for that shout out. Two balls, 2 strikes now to Hunter Eakes. Cole Irby's birthday today. I've actually had a birthday on every day so far, so that's kind of impressive. This is a great backhand stab by North Carolina shortstop. Hot shot to Tucker Cash, but he goes down to one knee, backhands it, fires to first. Looks too easy out there for Tucker Cash as Hunter Eakes is down via the ground out. Great play by North Carolina shortstop for the first out. That brings up number 22, Heath Birkin, the third baseman for Mississippi, with 1 down here and the base is clear. Strike 1 on Birkin from Charlie Melton, who looks to put in a good third inning of work here. 0-1 pitch. That one does not find the zone. A little low. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Melton steps off and resets for this 1-1 pitch. Wind still whipping out there along the field. Swinging through the 1-1 pitch is Birkin for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Mississippi's third baseman as he quickly falls behind Melton here. These flags are going in every direction out there. Constant wind here down on the field. The 1-2 pitch is a little too far inside. Having to jump out of the way of it is Birkin. He does avoid it, though, and the count goes even at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes now. 2-2 pitch. Slap down the right field line, but this one's foul. Good contact made there by Birkin. He just couldn't put that one in play. He stays alive at the plate. Melton brushes him off the plate with the 1-2 pitch and then tries to get the outside corner on 2-2. But Birkin spoils that one. 2-2. Pitch comes in, got him looking. Birkin goes down without a swing. Another strikeout for this Mississippi team. 4th strikeout for Charlie Melton. 2nd out of the inning for Brady Richards, number 23, the right fielder, the 12th batter in this Mississippi lineup. He strides in for his first plate appearance. First pitch comes in, strike 1 on Richards as he watches the first pitch go by. 0-1 pitch comes in, hit to the right side of the infield, but that one's foul. Brady Richards, the right fielder, quickly falls behind 0-2 as Melton is now in the driver's seat in this at-bat, looking for his 5th strikeout and trying to end this 3rd inning without giving up a base runner. After his team just gave him 2 runs in the top of the 3rd, North Carolina leading 5-1. Another long foul by Brady Richards as he hits one down the right field line. Well foul, though. Count remains 0-2. Melton sets for the 0-2 pitch. Winds and delivers. Soft grounder to the right side of the infield again. Foul by Brady Richards. a little late on these Melton pitches. Here's Brady Richards right now. We'll see if he can straighten it out here. So he remains down 0-2. 0-2 pitch again, another foul ball by Richards, battling at the plate in the final spot of this lineup for Mississippi. Brady Richards putting in a good at-bat here against Charlie Melton. Another 0-2 pitch, wind and delivered, another foul by Richards. Melton's peppering the strike zone, and Richards is just fouling them all off, trying to get one in play. Melton just trying to sneak one by him to end this inning. Count is still 0-2. 0-2 pitch in. Curveball. Melton tries to tie him up, but the pitch is a little too high. Richards did not offer at it. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good eye there by Brady Richards in the 12th spot of this lineup. Coming at him with the fastball again is Melton, and Richards spoils it again. The North Carolina fans are liking, or the Mississippi fans rather, are liking this at-bat from their 12-hole hitter. They're giving him some encouragement down there. From the dugout. Another curveball. Melton tries to tie him up again, and this one again doesn't find the zone. 2-2. Melton trying to pull out all the tricks here as he can't get one by Richards. Comes back with another fastball, but again, this one's off the plate. The count is now full. Brady Richards has fouled off multiple pitches here, and now he's got a full count. This one a soft dribble to the left side of the infield, but that one is going to eventually stay fair. Charlie Melton was trying to let it roll. It was just, the ball was just staying on the chalk of the infield, and Charlie Melton was just going to let it roll foul, but it never did. And Brady Richards gets the 2-out infield single after at least 10 pitches in that at-bat. Great at-bat by the 12-hole hitter in this Mississippi lineup, making Charlie Melton work, and then it's paid off with a little infield single. Brady Richards stands on first with 2 outs for the top of the lineup. Number 4, the center fielder, Carlos Martin. Taking off for second is Richards, and he's in there safely. Close play at second base. Marty Lovingood just couldn't get the tag down in time. Cole Irby throw a little bit off target, but it was a close play out there at second base. Runner in scoring position now for Mississippi for Carlos Martin. As the left-handed center fielder, number 4, strides in, and he looks at this pitch and he fouls it back. If you want to send in a shout-out, send it to 410-903-2715. That's 410-903-2715. Just text in your shout-out. Tell me who you are, who you're rooting for, and where you're rooting from, and I'll be able to read it out over the air. Carlos Martin, number 4, the center fielder, steps in. Is the still partly cloudy skies overhead here in Oxford, Alabama. Luckily, it's keeping the heat away, but the wind is definitely whipping out there on the field. Blowing in from left center. Pitch comes in from Charlie Melton. Too high. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Carlos Martin. As Mississippi looks to try to close this lead a little bit here with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Martin fouls the 2-1 pitch back. Count goes even at 2. As Melton has had to work for this last out. An over 10 pitch at bat to Brady Richards, and now Carlos Martin is starting to foul off some pitches here with 2-2. 2-2 pitch in. This one off the catcher's glove for ball 3. Irby picks it up quickly, though, and Richards is not able to advance to third base. Full count now on Carlos Martin. Rooting for North Carolina from North Carolina. Thanks for that shout out. Full count pitch. This one gets to the backstop, ball 4, and this one gets away from Irby, so able to advance to third base is Brady Richards, as Mississippi trying to get the 2-out rally going here. That's a walk for Martin that brings up the catcher, number 5, Lane Steinwinder, with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Shout out to the Kings Mountain team. From the proud dad, grandpa of Jordan and Mike Mull from Gary Mull. Thanks for that shout out. Pitch comes in. It looks like a pitch out there trying to get Carlos Martin stealing second. But the throw is not in time. It looked like a pitch out there to try to get the stealing Martin. But Irby couldn't get the ball down to second in time. And now 2 in scoring position with 2 outs for Mississippi. That was ball 1 to Steinwinder. Good try there, though, by North Carolina, as they knew Carlos Martin was going to be stealing. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back by Steinwinder. Steinwinder's 0 for 1 on the day with the strikeout. He was caught looking by Melton before our rain delay yesterday. Happy birthday, Cole. Love Keegan, Mama, and Papa. Shout out to Hunter Eakes from all the Mississippi boys. Smashed another homer. Good luck, guys. Love, Dad. Thanks for those 2 shout-outs. 410-903-2715 is your shout-out number. 1 ball, 1 strike on Lane Steinwinder. 2 in scoring position with 2 outs as Mississippi looks to close the lead. Steinwinder makes good contact with that one, but fouled into the net on the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the catcher, as Melton is 1 strike away again from getting out of this inning. It seems like he's been there a few times. But he's been unable to pick up that last out. Softly ground to the third base side. Another foul by Steinwinder. As he's still behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes, the left-handed catcher steps in and watches the 1-2 pitch too far outside for ball 2. Been a very taxed inning for Melton here. After he got the ground out of Eakes and then the strikeout of Birkin, you thought it was going to be a quick inning. But Brady Richards forces a very long at-bat, which ended in an infield single. Carlos Martin gets a walk, steals second base. Now there's 2 in scoring position. Soft grounder to the third base side. There's going to be no play at first, and Mississippi is going to get the run from first. An infield single that results in an RBI for Lane Steinwinder. Brady Richards scores from third. Carlos Martin moves to third. And that's a single and an RBI for Lane Steinwinder, as it brings up Connor Hale, number 17, who started on the mound for Mississippi yesterday. And he has a chance to add some more runs for Mississippi here with 2 on and 2 outs. Happy birthday, number 14, Cole Irby from the Dixon family, Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Thank you for that. Strike on Connor Hale as Melton battles back. And he's quickly ahead of Hale 0-2. Hale walked in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Later came around to score. Got him looking. Hale watches. 3 strikes. Come in. Doesn't offer at him. And that's strike 3. A 2-out rally, though, for Mississippi. Plates 1 run. After 2 singles and a walk, Brady Richards scores on the Lane Steinwinder single. But Connor Hale is struck out by Charlie Melton to end the threat. We head to the top of the 4th. North Mississippi still hanging with North Carolina as North Carolina leads 5-2 here in an elimination game of this Dixie Youth Baseball Ozone World Series. When we come back for the start of the fourth, Colton Mays, number 45, the third baseman, will be leading off. For this North Carolina team, returning to the mound for Mississippi is Nick Green. Do you need a sports fix, whether live or archived? You can get it on JockJive.com. We have multiple channels with multiple sporting events and shows from practically every level of competition. There's ACCC, GCAA, Georgia Military Channel, DYB, Dixie Baseball, Georgia Highland Softball channels, and so much more. JockJive.com for those insatiable sports appetites. It may come as a surprise to you how affordable it is to have JockJive Sports provide coverage of your sporting event or sports teams with quality streaming, offering a national and international platform to show off your school or sport. We produce everything from youth sports to the NCAA Division I, literally in every part of the country. Large productions are small, tiny venues are huge. We can and have done them all. To put JockJive Sports to work for you, email info@jockjive.com. I'm Anthony Crum with JockJive.com. Happy to have you in this afternoon after our rain delay in this game yesterday postponed us to a 12 o'clock start. But we're back up and going here. Partly cloudy skies. Hopefully the rain stays away today. We got 2 more games after this to be played that got delayed from yesterday. Here on Field 3 in Oxford, Alabama, we're going to have Alabama and Virginia, and then South Carolina and Tennessee to be battling it out here. I'll be on the call for those 2 games if we can get them in. Hope you join us for them. And I hope you're enjoying the coverage of this one. North Carolina and Mississippi battling it out here. Your score after 3 innings is North Carolina 5, Mississippi 2. North Carolina scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Mississippi scored 1 run in the first and 1 run in the third, and we sit at a 5-2 game with 3 innings left. Halfway through this one. We'll see how the second half plays out here in the Ozone World Series. Elimination game between these 2 teams. Mississippi lost 7-6 to Georgia on Saturday. North Carolina 5-1 loss to Texas on Saturday. So both of them have their backs up against the wall with 1 loss here in this double elimination tournament. Standing in now is number 45 for North Carolina, Colton Mays, as he loops a single into center field. And he's going to be on first to begin this 4th inning of play with the single. Good piece of hitting there against Nick Green just to get his bat out and pop that one over the head of the second baseman. That now brings up the left fielder, number 17, Branson Bouchard, who was hit by a pitch yesterday in his only plate appearance. He steps in with no outs and a runner on first. We'll see if Nick Green can locate his pitches here. There's a strike on Bouchard. 1 ball, 1 strike on the left fielder. We have Bouchard is a big North Carolina Tar Heel fan. Actually, I'm a big Florida Gator fan, and one of the North Carolina Tar Heels defensive tackles just transferred from there to the University of Florida. I knew a few students from where I went to school in Maryland that went and played lacrosse at North Carolina. So a good school out there for the Tar Heels. One ball, 2 strikes on Branson Bouchard. And he watches that pitch high. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe we'll see Bouchard in that powder blue playing baseball for them one day. 2-2 pitch. That one finds his own. Strike 3. Going down looking is Bouchard for the first out of this top of the 4th. Nick Green gets Bouchard looking. And that brings up the top of the lineup for North Carolina with number 9, the right fielder, Bebe Moore. He's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 groundouts, both soft grounders back up the middle, trying to take second. And he gets there safely as Colton Mays. So now a runner in scoring position for the leadoff batter of North Carolina, Bebe Moore. As a single could score Colton Mays from second base. With 1 out here in the top of the 4th. As Moore watches the ball come in from Nick Green. 1 ball, 1 strike now on the right fielder for North Carolina. A towering fly ball to the right side of the infield. Stretching for that one is Mississippi's second baseman, Reshawn Keys, but he can't bring it down. And then after that ball was dropped over on the right side of the infield, moving up from third base is Colton Mays. It was a long run for Mississippi's second baseman, Keys, and he just couldn't get his glove out far enough. If it bounced off the end of his glove and landed harmlessly to the ground. Now 2 on with 1 out for North Carolina as they look to extend their lead. Number 14, the birthday boy, Cole Irby, strides in with a chance to do some damage for North Carolina. He's 1 for 2 on the day with the single and the fly out. Runners on first and third. Stealing first, headed to second base. In there safely is Bebe Moore, trying to come home to score from third, but out at the plate is Colton Mays. A throw down to second base. Steinwinder fires to Keys, and then Keys throws it back to Steinwinder, and they get Mays trying to take home base on the steal by Bebe Moore. Big second out for Mississippi as they keep a run off the board. Still batting is Cole Irby with a runner in scoring position. Show them what you got, Kings Mountain boys, from the Kings Mountain fans. Thanks for that shout out. This one hit to the left side of the infield, but it gets off the glove of Mississippi's third baseman. Over there playing third base is number 22, Heath Burden. And that one just popped in and out of his glove. And he's unable to fire it over there to get Cole Irby. So he'll be on with the E5. So runners at first and second now with 2 outs in the top of the 4th for Charlie Melton, who has not been retired yet today. He hit a 2-run home run in the first, walked in the second. He hits a soft grounder to the shortstop. This one gets underneath the glove of the first baseman. No play is made. Bebe Moore is held up at third base, but 2 straight errors keep this inning going for North Carolina. An E6, Charlie Melton reaches, and now bases loaded for Bennett Davis, who doubled in his last plate appearance. And there's going to be a conference at the mound here for Mississippi as they're starting to see this inning get away from them. They make a great defensive play to cut the run down at home base when Colton Mays was trying to go from third to home on the steal from Bebe Moore. And then 2 errors, one made by the third baseman, now one made by the shortstop to let Cole Irby and Charlie Melton reach. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top 4, as Mississippi's trying to put up a big 0 here to keep this lead only 3 runs. It looked possible with those last 2 infield hits, but just unable to convert on the plays. Now they're going to need some good pitching here by Nick Green, who's just looking for his defense to bail him out one more time. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Hot shot down the third base line, and that one's not going to be fair. That was a close call there by Mississippi. Bennett Davis unhappy with where that ball landed. Good job getting out of the way of that one was the third base umpire. And that ball just foul. Would have scored at least 2 runs as that ball was quickly rolling to the corner. But the count is now no balls, 1 strike. 0-1 pitch off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Bennett Davis, who roped a double in his last plate appearance. In the first, he reached on an error from the shortstop. So 1 for 2 today for Mr. Davis. Big cut and a miss at that one. He's pissed off at himself there that he missed that pitch. Slams the bat on the ground. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Swings at the inside pitch there. That one looked like it was going to be easily a ball, but trying to get the bat around on it was Bennett Davis, and he shoots it foul. Kind of dropped the bat head and slapped it, that one. Did Davis, and the count stays 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2. In on Davis. A battle going here with Nick Green with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Mississippi trying to hold North Carolina off the board in an inning for the first time in this game. And the 2-2 pitch is outside, ball 3. Full count on Bennett Davis with the bases loaded. A ball would walk in a run. So Nick Green is going to have to find the strike zone here on the cleanup hitter for North Carolina after a single and 2 errors have loaded the bases. Pitch comes in. Hot shot straight back. Coming right for our windows up here in the press box. Doesn't he know these press boxes are new? You got to watch out for that. We were saying that we needed a crowd mic to get outside, and Bennett Davis is trying to put the hole in the glass for us there. Full count pitch, ball 4. Take your base, Bennett Davis. That walks in Bebe Moore from third base, and North Carolina extends their lead 6-2 here in the top of the 4th. The bases remain loaded for Kings Mountain, North Carolina, as Tucker Cash, the shortstop, number 10, strides in. 1 for 2 on the day with a flyout and an RBI single. First pitch in for ball 1. Score update over to our field to the left. Florida has the 6-3 lead over Louisiana. Hot shot down the third base line. This one bouncing away from the third baseman, but he recovers and steps on the bag at third base. Mississippi's third baseman, Heath Birkin, fields that one, steps on third base to end the inning as he had a force out at any base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. North Carolina adds 1 more run after they load up the bases with 2 outs. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. Mississippi has 9 outs left to try to make this comeback. It's 6-2. North Carolina over Mississippi. Peyton Perdue will be leading off for Mississippi when we come back. If you're a fan of all Mississippi baseball, we have a final over on the AAA field. Mississippi beats Texas 6-5 in 7 innings. So the AAA team is having some success over on the other field. The Ozone Mississippi team is going to have to try to make a comeback here against North Carolina if they want to stave off elimination, as they find themselves down by 4 runs. To this North Carolina team. We'll see if they can figure out Charlie Melton, who's still on the mound for North Carolina. It's his team. Charlie Melton's team is up by 4 runs. Peyton Perdue, Nick Green, and Blaine Causey are the 3 due up for Mississippi. After today's game is over, you can watch the action again and again on JockJive.com. Go to the same spot you watch the live coverage and watch the archives. Or if you want a DVD of any game of the Florida Dixie Youth Baseball Ozone World Series, email info@jockjive.com and we'll get that process started for you. DVDs are just $10 plus shipping and handling. That's info@jockjive.com. Charlie Melton returning to the mound after his team added another run for him in the fourth. North Carolina has scored in every inning so far. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Mississippi scored 1 in the first and 1 in the third. And it's how we sit at our 6-2 score that we have here in the bottom of the fourth. The first baseman for Mississippi, Peyton Perdue, number 16, strides in now. 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Big left-handed batter steps in for his second at-bat, trying to get something going here early in this bottom of the fourth. His team trailing by 4 runs. Still in striking distance is Mississippi. They're just going to need to get the bats going. Try to peck away at this lead. 3 innings to do so. Perdue watches ball 1. Swinging at the second pitch, softball roller right back to Melton. Fire to first for the first out. That's a ground out for Perdue. An easy play for Charlie Melton as he picks up the first out of the bottom of the fourth. That's going to bring up Nick Green, the shortstop, number 30. Who's been on the mound for Mississippi the past few innings. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a single and an RBI in the first inning. The day might be done for Charlie Melton, though, as we have a meeting on the mound here. We'll see if they decide to leave Melton out. All right, Charlie Melton actually has to leave this game. He's thrown 85 pitches. So the day is done for Charlie Melton. He's going to head out to shortstop. And we're going to have a pitching change for North Carolina here. The new pitcher is going to be number 10, Tucker Cash. As we'll see if how Mississippi fares against the new pitcher for North Carolina, Tucker Cash. We saw Tucker Cash pitch in that game for North Carolina in their 5-1 loss to Texas. He was the 4th pitcher in that game. Didn't pitch much, but he is a trusted pitcher for this North Carolina team, and he's going to have to come on now to try to hold down the bats of Mississippi and hold on to this 4-run lead that North Carolina has built for themselves. As we wait for the warm-up of Tucker Cash, coming up in August on JockJive.com, AAA Ozone Majors Dixie Youth World Series, the Dixie Youth Baseball World Series, Georgia Military College Football, Navarre Football, Great American Rivalries, and so much more. Plus this fall, SWAC football, soccer, and volleyball, plenty of high school football, and the ACC Game of the Week. A litany of reasons you need to come back to JockJive.com often. The first batter that Cash is going to have to face is number 30, Nick Green, who started at shortstop and then later has taken over on the mound for Mississippi. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a single and the RBI. Pitch comes in and he watches the first one for ball 1. Second pitch. Again, too far outside for ball 2. That one kind of bounces to the plate from Tucker Cash. So falling behind the first batter that he's facing Nick Green. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 pitch does not find the zone. 3 balls, no strikes on Nick Green, number 30, the pitcher for Mississippi. As Mississippi looking to get a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the fourth, trailing by 4 runs. Green puts a big swing on this one, but it's just a soft blooper to North Carolina's second baseman, Marty Lovingood. He's able to bring it down for the second out. A fly out for Nick Green as he went green light on the 3-0 pitch, but couldn't do anything with it and just popped it out to the second baseman. That's going to bring up number 24, Blaine Causey. Causey doubled to lead off the bottom of the second. Right after our rain delay, he entered this game with an 0-2 count. First pitch he saw from Charlie Melton, he doubled into center field. But unfortunately, Mississippi was not able to bring him around to score. 2 balls, no strikes now on Causey, as Cash has struggled to find the strike zone since entering this game. 6 pitches, 5 balls, but he did record the out. 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. Causey going to make him throw a strike here as he's ahead 3-0. 3-0 pitch does not find the zone. Low and inside, ball 4. 2-out base runner for Mississippi. Eight pitches have been thrown by Tucker Cash. 1 strike, 7 balls. Nick Green had a 3-0 count, but he flew out. Blaine Causey walks on 4 pitches. That brings up the second baseman, Reshawn Keys. Cash checks Causey at first base, but back at first safely is Causey. Keys is 0 for 1 on the day. Trying to take second is Causey, and in there safely as the throw from Irby is well offline. So now a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Mississippi here as they trail by 4 runs. They're trying to get one back here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if Reshawn Keys can come through with a big 2-out hit here. He squares around a bunt, does not offer at it, pulls his bat back, and he is ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. There's going to be a conference at the mound as Irby has gone out to talk to his new pitcher after 3 straight 3-0 counts on the 3 batters that he has faced since taking over for Charlie Melton. Not what you want to see out of the pen if you're North Carolina as you're trying to hold on to this 4-run lead. 3-0 pitch comes in, ball 4, and off the glove of Irby. That allows Causey to advance to third base on the pass ball. Runners at the corners now with 2 outs for Mississippi as they look to get a few runs back. Kelton Hosey, number 7, steps in now to face off against Tucker Cash. And there's going to be a meeting on the mound. North Carolina manager William Strope, Mike Mull, or Shane Cole go out there to talk to Tucker Cash out there on the mound after he's fallen behind the first 3 batters 3-0. He's only thrown 1 strike. That was a pop out by Nick Green to the second baseman. He entered with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Now there's 2 on, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. North Carolina holding on to the 6-2 lead. And they are going to relieve Tucker Cash. They send Tucker Cash back out to second base. And the new pitcher, I believe, is going to be Marty Lovingood. Marty Lovingood takes over on the mound for North Carolina as Tucker Cash records 1 out, walks 2 batters, and is responsible for the runners on first and third. Lovingood is going to have the duties of coming on and facing Kelton Hosey, who's 0 for 1 on the day, and try to keep this scoring threat from coming to pass for Mississippi here in the bottom of the 4th. Do you want your very own DVD of any game broadcast during this year's Dixie Youth Baseball Ozone World Series? Simply email info@jockjive.com and we'll get the process started. DVDs are $10 per game plus shipping and handling. That's info@jockjive.com. Do you see the umpires out on the field are in all pink today? That's for cancer awareness. We were going to have Pink Out Sunday yesterday as all the state and national Dixie Youth Baseball directors were in pink. All the umpires were in pink. But unfortunately, we only got about 1 to 2 innings in on all the fields before the rain came. The umpires are still out in their pink today, so good for them to keep the pink theme going. Over on our field to the left, score update, Florida leading Louisiana in the 6th by a score of 8-3. That's an elimination game over there. Florida in the driver's seat. The winner of that game will face the winner of this one. First pitch into Hosey. Swung through, strike one. The 8th batter in this lineup quickly falls behind Lovingood 0-1. After he entered the game in relief of Tucker Cash, second pitcher of this inning for North Carolina. Lovingood fires the 0-1 pitch in the zone, strike two, as Hosey is quickly down to his last strike. 0-2 pitch does not find the zone. That one's outside. Trying to take second base is Rayshawn Keys, and then trying to come home on the steal from Keys is Causey, but fires to the plate, and North Carolina's got him to end the inning. Same thing that Mississippi did to North Carolina with runners at the corners and 2 outs. The runner from first tries to take second. That was Rayshawn Keys. And on the throw, the runner from third tries to come home, but gunned down at the plate. Tucker Cash out there at second. Gets that one, fires to the plate to Cole Irby. Cole Irby applies the tag on Blaine Causey, and North Carolina gets out of the 4th inning without allowing a run. We head to the 5th. 2 innings to go here in our Ozone elimination game between Mississippi and North Carolina. Your score, North Carolina 6, Mississippi 2 as we head to the top of the 5th. And North Carolina looking to add on to their lead as they lead Mississippi by 4 runs here. Leading off the inning will be number 10, Tucker Cash. Actually, I think it's going to be Marty Lovingood out there to bat first for North Carolina. Returning to the mound is number 30, Nick Green for Mississippi here on JockJive.com. Hope you're enjoying the coverage today. Happy to bring it to you. Even if you can't be here at the ballpark in Alabama, you can still watch your favorite teams play and root them on from their home states. Some pretty long journeys for these two teams coming from Mississippi and North Carolina all the way here to Alabama. Some long road trips for these kids. But they're here to play some baseball and compete for a World Series, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for some of these kids. And this is an elimination game as it is Marty Lovingood coming to the plate. His third plate appearance. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout. And he watches the first pitch in from Nick Green for ball 1 as we get the 5th inning started here in Oxford, Alabama. 1 ball, no strikes. Soft grounder to the right side of the infield. That one's going to get through. And as he beats it out, Marty Lovingood. Actually, it didn't get all the way through. A good play made at second base by Rayshawn Keys to track that one down, but the throw to first is not in time. Infield single for Marty Lovingood as North Carolina gets their inning going with the leadoff batter on first. That's the 3rd time in this game that they've gotten the leadoff batter on. North Carolina has scored in every inning so far, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. So they're trying to add to their lead here. Nick Cole steps in 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch hit to the shortstop side. This one gets underneath the shortstop's glove for Mississippi. Rounding second and headed to third is Lovingood. And he's in there safely at third. Scampering to second is Nick Cole. That's a double for Nick Cole. And North Carolina is in business with 2 in scoring position and nobody out. That one just got underneath the glove of Mississippi's shortstop, number 17, Connor Hale. A hot shot by Nick Cole. Gets underneath the glove and rolls all the way to the fence. Now Colton Mays steps in with 2 in scoring position with nobody out. And Colton Mays, don't look now, but he's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And he has a chance to do some damage here in the top of the 5th inning and add some insurance runs for his North Carolina team. As we have a meeting on the mound now for Mississippi after Nick Green has allowed 2 straight hits to begin this top of the 5th. And we're going to have a pitch runner, I believe, for Nick Cole. Entering the game for him at second base is Lucas Saldo to run at second. That's an important run for North Carolina out there at second base. All the insurance runs you can get here in the 5th inning of an elimination game. Very important. Looks like Mississippi is going to leave Nick Green out there on the mound. As we wait to resume play here. Infield is in for Mississippi as they look down to cut down the run at the plate. At least hold the runners if we get a ground ball by Colton Mays. A hot shot might get into the outfield and score 2 runs. So a risky proposition for Mississippi to bring the infield in here. First pitch in from Nick Green to Mays is outside for ball 1. Mays got a single on a 1-0 count and then hit the first pitch he saw in the 4th. Never seen more than 2 pitches as Colton Mays. He swings at the second pitch here. Hot shot to the third baseman. It's off his glove, and there's going to be no play at any base. Scoring from third base is Marty Lovingood. Lucas Saldo is held up at second, and that's an infield single for Colton Mays. RBI for Mr. Mays. And the North Carolina lead swells to 5, 7-2 here in the top of the 5th for number 17, Branson Bouchard, who strides in 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and the strikeout today. It's 0 for 1 officially, but has yet to reach base via a single today. With runners at first and second and nobody out. We got Kings Mountain, which is North Carolina's a 5-hour drive to Oxford. So that's how long the road trip was for this North Carolina team. It's about 30 miles west of Charlotte. Go Kings Mountain. Thanks for that shout out. I know 3 of the announcers here are coming from Gainesville, Florida. It's about a 6-hour drive for us coming here to Oxford, Alabama. So actually North Carolina had a little shorter drive than we did here. That's ball 4. Bouchard takes his base on 4 straight balls. Bases loaded. No outs here for North Carolina as they look to put up a big inning here. In the top of the 5th with nobody out and the top of the lineup coming up with Bebe Moore. Danger zone here for Mississippi as they look to stay close in this one. They're trailing by 5 runs, but North Carolina threatens here in the top of the 5th. In this elimination game, it looks like it's going to be the end of the day for Nick Green. as he looks a little frustrated out there on the mound, and there's going to be a new pitcher for Mississippi. Shout out to Charlie Melton. Go get this W. The new pitcher is going to be the first baseman for Mississippi. Peyton Perdue takes over on the mound. The big lefty, number 16, takes over for Nick Green. We'll see if he can do the job on the mound and get out of this bases loaded jam against the top of the lineup. It's going to take some magic if he wants to keep his Mississippi team close in striking distance. They only have 2 innings left after this one, the bottom of the 5th and the bottom of the 6th, to try to make their comeback, as North Carolina is trying to really put a damper on the comeback efforts here with the bases loaded and nobody out, and the top of the lineup coming up. A single by Marty Lovingood, a double by Nick Coles, an RBI single by Colton Mays, and now a walk from Bouchard. 4 straight batters reach here in the top of the 5th, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. 1 run has already scored in this inning. If you want to send in a shout-out, text it to 410-903-2715. That's 410-903-2715. Just let me know who you're rooting for, where you're rooting from. Or if you want to let me know anything interesting about any of the players out there, I'm happy to take tidbits. Anything you want to tell me, just text in to 410-903-2715. Happy to hear from you. Happy to know that you're watching here this afternoon on JockJive.com. Let's go, Peyton. As Peyton Perdue takes over on the mound for Mississippi. He's going to have to pitch a gem here to try to get out of this bases loaded jam. Big lefty out there on the mound. He's got the locks coming out of the ball cap. High socks. Old school look for most of these players out there on both teams for North Carolina and Mississippi. But Perdue's got the look of the pitcher. Big, tall lefty out there on the mound, an imposing pitcher as number 9, the right fielder, Bebe Moore, steps in. 1 for 3 on the day with 2 groundouts and a single. We'll see how he does here with the bases loaded and nobody out. First pitch comes in, ball 1. Oh, 1 pitch, ball 2 into Bebe Moore. Got a shout out coming in. Charlie Melton is not as good as his brother, but he pitched great and he hit a nice home run. You know, you got to get the backhanded compliments if you're brother and sister. You can't give him all the credit, but he ended that nicely, so we'll let him slide there. 3 balls, no strikes on Bebe Moore as Peyton Perdue has yet to find the strike zone. He's in danger of walking in a run here. But there's the strike zone for Peyton Perdue. Strike 1 on Bebe Moore. 3 balls, 1 strike. (3-1) pitch. Perdue sets and throws. Outside, ball 4. A run's going to score from North Carolina. Coming in on the walk is number 2, Lucas Saldo. And North Carolina stretches their lead to 8-2 here. A walk and an RBI goes to Bebe Moore. As Cole Irby, the birthday boy, strides in now with nobody out. And the bases loaded and his team leading 8-2 over Mississippi. This is how you want your birthday to go. Nobody out, bases loaded in a game that you're winning in the World Series. We'll see if Cole Irby can do anything with this first pitch here, but it's high for a ball. Cole Irby is 1 for 3 on the day with a single, a fly out, and then he reached on an air. Let's go, Kings Mountain. Shout out to Bebe Moore and from Aunt Ginger, Nana and his cousins. We love you. Let's go, Kings Mountain. Thanks to JockJive Stream. We love you watching from Kings Mountain. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying the stream here Happy to have you on watching with us. Exciting game going on here between North Carolina and Mississippi. The birthday boy, Cole Irby, stands at the plate to go up against Peyton Purdue with the bases loaded and nobody out. Pitch too high for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on the catcher, number 14, Cole Irby. Good walk in, Lucas Saldo. They're going to talk on the mound with Peyton Purdue here as they don't want to see him walk in another run. Standing on third base is Colton Mays. On second is Branson Bouchard. And on first is Bebe Moore. At the plate, Cole Irby. He watches strike 2. Count even at 2 now on Irby. Looks like that little talk from his infield did Peyton Purdue well as he finds the zone there. 1 strike away from picking up the first out of this inning. Bases loaded, nobody out for Cole Irby. He slaps one back up the middle. That one's going to get underneath the glove of the second baseman. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score as that one gets away from the catcher. Bebe Moore is going to make it all the way to third, and standing on second is Cole Irby with the 2 RBI single on your birthday. He allows North Carolina to plate their 10th run. That's how you celebrate a birthday if you're Cole Irby. Hitting a single into center field that plates your team 2 runs and leaves them with no outs still here in the top of the 5th as they lead Mississippi 10-2. As Charlie Melton, the home run hitter from our first inning, stands in now, watches the first pitch high for ball 1. It's actually an important run standing out there at second for North Carolina. So if they get up by 12 runs or 10 or more runs and they don't allow Mississippi to score in the bottom of the 5th, this game would end via the run rule. This ball bounces to the plate. Good block behind the plate by Lane Steinwinder on that pitch from Peyton Purdue. Purdue falls behind Melton. 2 balls, no strikes. Standing at third base is Bebe Moore. At second is Cole Irby after he just hit a 2 RBI single. That allowed Colton Mays and Branson Bouchard to score for North Carolina. 2-0 pitch, outside ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes now on Charlie Melton. As struggling on the mound in relief is Peyton Purdue. Three balls, no strikes on Charlie Melton. Melton started on the mound, pitched a gem for North Carolina. He had a 2-run home run in the first, walked in the third, reached on an error in the fourth. So he's 1 for 2 on the day. Wind is still blowing in from left center here in Oxford, Alabama. Sun's peeking out, though, as Florida did get the win over on our field to the left over Louisiana, and they eliminate Louisiana. Florida moves on. The winner of this game will face that Florida team, which is from Graceville. And Melton picks up the 4-pitch walk. Bases are reloaded for North Carolina here with no outs. For number 7, Bennett Davis. And the coach comes out to talk to Peyton Purdue after he came in to face Cole Irby, allowed the double, and now has walked Melton on 4 pitches. And that's going to end the day for Peyton Purdue as Purdue walks off the mound, and they're going to give the ball to Blaine Causey. Third pitcher of the inning for Mississippi, as North Carolina is looking to put a big inning together and put the damper on the Mississippi comeback, as they now have the bases loaded again with nobody out. 4 runs have already scored in this inning, and North Carolina is looking to add some more. We had an RBI single by Colton Mays, and then Bebe Moore walked in 1 run, and then Cole Irby hit a single, a 2 RBI single to bring in the other 2. The score, North Carolina 10, Mississippi 2. The go-ahead by 10 runs stands at second base, and that's right now is Cole Irby. Standing on third is Bebe Moore. On first is Charlie Melton. But if North Carolina can get up by 10 or more runs as we head to the bottom of the 5th, and then Mississippi is not able to close that deficit, this game would end in 5. We're scheduled for 6, but the run rule is 10 or more runs anywhere after 4. The game will end after the end of that inning. So they're going to need Blaine Causey, the right-handed kind of submarine pitcher, to come out and try to cut down some of these runners with nobody out and the bases loaded. As we wait for the warm-up pitches to come in from Blaine Causey. And we're ready to keep playing. Bennett Davis stands in. We're 3 batters away from North Carolina batting around here in the 5th. Marty Lovingood led it off. We have Bennett Davis, Tucker Cash, and then Marty Lovingood stands in the hole. No outs have been recorded yet here in the top of the 5th. Bennett Davis, number 7, the center fielder, doubled in the 3rd. And he stands in now with the bases loaded, nobody else. Hits a hot shot down the third base side. This one bounces off the third baseman's shin, and there's going to be no play at any base. Tough play on the hot shot down the third base side. No play is made at any base. North Carolina adds another run. Bennett Davis picks up the RBI, and the score is now 11-2. North Carolina over Mississippi. Infield single there for Bennett Davis unofficially, as Tucker Cash now gets to have an at-bat here in the 5th. As that one just got off the glove of Nick Green out there playing third base. It bounced off his shin, got away from him. Bebe Moore scores from third. Cole Irby moves up to third. Charlie Melton moves up to second. Bennett Davis stands on first, as the score is now North Carolina 11, Mississippi 2. Let's go Kings Mountain. Shout out to Bebe Moore and from Pat and Robert Wilson, excuse me on that. Thank you for that shout out. First pitch into Tucker Cash is strike 1. No outs, bases loaded still for North Carolina. Hot shot right behind the pitcher's mound. This one's going to get past the pitcher, Blaine Causey, and then he tries to throw home to get the force out because Charlie Melton didn't know if he could run or not on that soft pop fly in the infield. Then the ball gets away. Ball gets away, and Bennett Davis, they're actually going to call an out. I'm unsure why. Okay, so here's what I got the explanation. They called an infield fly on Tucker Cash. He had a soft fly ball back up the middle, and it got over the glove of Blaine Causey. The 2 runs were able to score. Cole Irby scores, and Charlie Melton scores to make the score 13-2. But called out via the infield fly is Tucker Cash to give us our first out of the inning. Standing at third base remains Bennett Davis, who advances on that play. It was just a soft pop fly back up to the infield. Blaine Causey couldn't get his glove on it as he tried to get off the pitcher's mound. That ball got away. Then he tried to throw home to Steinwinder. Ball got away. 2 runs score. 1 out is recorded via the infield fly. North Carolina holds the 13-2 lead over Mississippi here in the top of the 5th. A big inning for North Carolina as they extend their lead over Mississippi in this elimination game. between these two teams here in the Ozone World Series. Batting now, Marty Lovingood, his second and bat of the inning. It's a soft grounder to the right side of the infield. Able to step on first is Peyton Perdue for the second out, but able to score from third on the infield hit is Bennett Davis, so a ground out RBI for Lovingood. As the bases are now cleared for what seems the first time in a long time for North Carolina in this inning. 2 outs, bases empty for Nick. I think it's going to be Lucas Saldo here, as Saldo came in to run for Nick Cole earlier in this inning. When Nick Cole hit a double, Lucas Saldo then came in to run, so Saldo is going to get a second plate appearance on the day. He's 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI, but he bats with the bases empty here in the top of the 5th. North Carolina now holds the 12-run lead, 14-2. Eight runs have come around to score in this inning for North Carolina so far in the 5th. Our game coming up after this one will be a game between Alabama and Virginia. Later we'll have South Carolina and Tennessee. So we try to catch up from yesterday after our rain delays. Saldo takes a big rip at one, but fouls it back. Saldo watches the next pitch in the dirt for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Saldo. Two 1 pitch too high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now on number 2, Lucas Saldo. Three and 1 the count. Pitch coming in from Blaine Causey. Swung through by Saldo, strike 2. Count runs full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Causey sets for the payoff pitch. Pitch comes in, strike 3, got him looking. Saldo goes down without a swing. But a huge inning for North Carolina puts them directly in the driver's seat of this game. 8-run 5th inning has them up by 12 runs. Mississippi is going to have to score at least 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th to keep this one going, as our score is now North Carolina 14, Mississippi 2, as we head to the bottom of the 5th. North Carolina scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 8 in the 5th. Mississippi scored 1 in the first and 1 in the third. They're going to need 3 to try to keep this one going and send us to the decisive 6th inning here. Kelton Hosey, Charles Sims, and Carlos Martin, 3 due up. 8, 9, and 1 are the ones due up for Mississippi. Hosey, Sims, and Martin. Hosey was in the middle of an at-bat in that last inning, but then while trying to steal second base, the throw was cut off, and then North Carolina cut Causey out at home on a great throw into Cole Irby for the last out. So Hosey will get a whole new at-bat here to start the 5th. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Sims is 0 for 1 on the day. Martin 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Returning to the mound is Marty Lovingood. He took over for Tucker Cash with runners on second and third and 2 outs, and was able to work his way out of that jam. He had Hosey down quickly 0-2 before the play was made by his defense to get himself out of that inning. We'll see if he can continue peppering the strike zone here, as he has yet to record an out himself on the mound. His team knows that they're 3 outs away from getting the victory here and going on to face Florida. So some big 3 outs for this North Carolina team. Mississippi trying to keep their World Series hopes alive here. Strike 1 on Kelton Hosey. Nothing good sets for the 0-1 pitch. Fired in, hit down the first base side. That one's going to get to the outfield. A leadoff single for Mississippi as Hosey's on first as he scampered down that first base line and trying to keep this game alive. And Kelton Hosey leads it off in a good way with a leadoff single. Charles Sims, number 11, the left fielder, strides in now 0 for 1 on the day with the ground out. Trying to keep the hitting streak going now. He takes a big cut at the first pitch, too far out in front of it. Strike 1 on Charles Sims. One ball, one strike. Sims watches the 0-1 pitch too far outside and in the dirt. Kelton Hosey standing on first. Mississippi needs 3 runs to keep this one going. Out in front of the pitch again is Sims as he lunged for that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on number 11, the left fielder. Hard hit back up the middle. This one's going to land in center field. 2 straight singles. And this one, the throw in gets away. Unable to advance to third is Hosey on the errant throw back in. But 2 singles from the bottom of the Mississippi lineup has Mississippi in business here in the bottom of the third. As the top of the lineup now is going to be coming up for Mississippi with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Carlos Martin will get to stride in. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout on the walk, but he represents the game continuing run as Mississippi needs 3 runs to keep this game at least going to get us to the 6th inning. You have to get the lead under 10 runs to keep it going. Fouled off the first pitch is Martin for strike 1. But if you're Mississippi, that's what you needed. You had the bottom 2 of the lineup up, then you turn the lineup over. You need base runners. And the bottom of the lineup came through there, a single by Hosey and a single by Sims to give Mississippi some life here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing by 12 runs. A big cut and a miss at the 0-1 pitch, and Carlos Martin is quickly down 0-2. He struck out on a 1-2 count in the first, walked on a full count in the third. Loving good sets for the 0-2 pitch. Too far off the plate, ball 1. On Carlos Martin, who steps in with 2 on and nobody out. Mississippi needs 3 runs to keep this game alive. See if the top of the order can do it for him here. Ball 2 on Martin. Finish strong, Marty. Go North Carolina. As North Carolina right now is 3 outs away from winning this game unless Mississippi can get 3 runs to keep it going. Hit back up the middle. Stepping on second, and that's the only play that North Carolina is going to have, as I believe that was Tucker Cash laying out to make that play. You could tell he really wanted to turn 2 there, but kind of lost the ball on the ground. He steps on tag second, but they're going to call him safe. All Tucker Cash did was touch the bag with his glove, And I'm not sure that that's allowed because they called him safe at second base. There's going to be a conference. North Carolina's going to come out and talk to the umpires. We'll have to get a explanation here on that play. I'll be right back while I ask some questions on the official Dixie Youth Baseball rules. As we continue the meeting out on the diamond, and the out is eventually called at second base. That's what we all thought was going to happen up here, as it was a force out at second. And alas, the umpires confer, and the out is called at second base. Fielder's choice for Martin called out at second is Charles Sims. Moving to third is Kelton Hosey. On first is Martin, so two runners at second and third. Stealing second easily is Martin. So now runners at second and third with one out for Lane Steinwinder, as he represents the game continuing run. Ball outside to Steinwinder. Pitch comes in from Lovingood. A little too low. This one gets away from Lovingood, but not advancing. From third base is Sims. Steinwinder 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a single that brought in a run. He's the third batter in this lineup. Purdue and Green are the two due up after him. He squares the bunt, pulls it back, but it's going to be a ball. And it's going to be ball 4. Bases loaded for Mississippi with one out here in the bottom of the 5th. And Steinwinder walks on 5 pitches. Connor Hale 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a strikeout. Strides in now. The game continuing run for Mississippi standing on first base. This one hit down the left field line. That one's going to get all the way to the fence. 1 run scores. 2 run score for Mississippi. Moving up to second is Steinwinder. 2 RBI single for Connor Hale. Cuts the lead to 10. They're going to need 1 more run to keep it going. Good piece of hitting there by Connor Hale. A single and 2 RBIs. Tightens this game up a little bit more. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, as Peyton Purdue has a chance with the single to keep this one going. As Purdue gets set for this pitch, the left-handed first baseman. First pitch in, too low, ball 1. This one hit deep out to the left field side, and that one's going to get down. Advancing from second base is Steinwinder, and he's going to score. This game will continue as Mississippi has gotten the lead under 10. Moving up to third base is Connor Hale. Peyton Purdue hits a double that brings home a run here in the 5th inning. Another deep shot to left field as that one gets down. The score is now North Carolina 14, Mississippi 5, as they're going to keep this game alive. We're definitely going to have a 6th inning, no matter what now, as the lead is under 10. 14-5 our score, but Mississippi threatening for more with 2 in scoring position and still only 1 out for Nick Green, who's 1 for 2 today. Not going away quietly is Mississippi. You got to give these kids credit. And there's going to be a new pitcher. Marty Lovingood is done for the day for North Carolina. Bennett Davis will take over on the mound. Marty Lovingood picked up the 1 out here in this inning. But since then, Mississippi has been putting the ball in play. And not bloop singles. They've been crushing them out to the fence. And his day will be done. Your score is North Carolina 14, Mississippi 5 here. 2 in scoring position with 1 out. The 2 due up, Nick Green, Blaine Causey for Mississippi. So some big bats coming around. We're 3 away from turning this lineup over. This rally was all started by the 8-9 hitters for Mississippi. Kelton Hosey and Charles Sims led off this inning with 2 singles. That brought the first 2 on. Definitely, if you were trying to get a rally started, got to get those base runners, and the bottom of the lineup came through for him. Carlos Martin then grounded out on a fielder's choice. Steinwinder walked, and then a 2 RBI single for Connor Hale, and then an RBI double for Peyton Perdue. And we're ready to keep playing here. Bennett Davis winds for his first pitch, and that's a strike into Nick Green. This one hit hard back up the middle. Diving play made at shortstop by Tucker Cash, and that run is going to score. Diving play to keep that ball going from the outfield, probably saved the run and not allowing Peyton Perdue to come home. But we'll call it an infield single for Nick Green, and another run scores for Mississippi. The score now 14-6 with runners at the corners, still 1 out. The batter now, number 24, Blaine Causey, who's 1 for 1 on the day with the double and the walk, has yet to be recorded out on the base pass. As he takes a big cut at that Davis pitch and he swings through it for a strike. We'll see if Mississippi tries to send Nick Green to second here. Both of the teams trying that earlier have got a runner caught out at home. Nick Green does not take off here. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Blaine Causey. Standing on deck, Rayshawn Keys, as Mississippi is trying to get the comeback here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 14-2 when we started this one. Now 14-6. This one hit hard out to center field. This ball is going to get down. 1 run's going to score. Purdue scores from third. Moving over to third base is Nick Green. That's a double for Causey, and Mississippi don't look now, but they've cut the lead in half. 14-7 your score now on a double RBI from Causey, still with only 1 out. (14-7), 2 on. 2 in scoring position with only 1 out for Rayshawn Keys, as he's going to get his at-bats here. First pitch too high for ball 1. Standing on deck, Colton Hosey, who led off this inning with the single. 1 ball, no strikes. That pitch too low. Ball 2, 2-1 the count now on Rayshawn Keys. Two-one pitch. That one too low. Gets to the backstop. Not advancing from third is Nick Green. They hold him there. 3 balls, 1 strike now on Rayshawn Keys, as Bennett Davis is 1 pitch away from walking him and loading up the bases again here in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out. Your score, North Carolina 14, Mississippi 7. 5 runs have come across in this inning for Mississippi as they're trying to make the big comeback here. North Carolina scored 8 in the top of the 5th. This one hits the back of Keys, and the bases are loaded for Mississippi as they have now officially batted around. Hit by pitch for Keys. And Kelton Hosey is going to have another at-bat here in the 5th. They bat around and they only record 1 out. Mississippi is doing their best to make the comeback. Ball 1 on Hosey. Having an exciting game here. You thought North Carolina was completely in control after they had the 14-2 lead, but Mississippi is not done yet. They're trying to battle back with all their might and make this elimination game interesting. They're still down by 7 runs, but they got the bases loaded with only 1 out and a chance to do some more damage here in the 5th. Pitch comes in. This one finds the zone on Hosey. 2 balls, 1 strike now on number 7 for Mississippi. He's trying to get his 2nd hit of this inning. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a ground out and a single. He led off this inning with the single. Soft tapper to the third base side of the infield. That one's going to go foul. Count even at 2. Bennett Davis trying to pick up his first strikeout of the day, trying to record his first out on the mound for North Carolina. Bases loaded. 1 out for Mississippi. Pitch comes in. High popper to the right side of the infield. This one, it'll make it to the outfield, so no infield fly, but the catch is not made in right field. 1 run is going to score as that ball gets off the glove of the right fielder. I couldn't see it out there in right field due to the covering over on the stands, but no out was recorded as there was as Bennett Davis threw his cap on the ground. He was not happy with the play made over in right field. Mississippi scores another run, and the bases remain loaded. That's a reach on an error for Hosey, an E9. And 14-8 our score now as Charles Sims strides in for his 2nd at-bat of the inning. Standing on first is Hosey, on 2nd is Keys, on 3rd is Causey. As Bennett Davis fires the first pitch into Sims for ball 1. As Mississippi trying to make this one interesting. 6 runs have scored in this inning. They still trail by 6. Hard shot into center field. We'll see if the center fielder can make this catch. He does. Tagging up from third base, coming home for another run is Mississippi. Scoring from third is Causey to make the score 14-9. The ball, all the runners are able to advance. That's a fly out for Sims. Advancing to 2nd is Hosey. To 3rd is Keys on the deep fly ball from Sims. So 14-9 our score now, with 2 in scoring position, runners at 2nd and 3rd, with now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. For the top of the lineup again, Carlos Martin, who has yet to get a hit today. He has a strikeout, a walk, and a fielder's choice. Davis sets for his first pitch into Martin, and it finds the zone for strike 1. North Carolina now clinging to this lead. They're only up by 5. As Mississippi's trying to come all the way back here in this one. This one hit back up the middle. This one gets off the glove of Davis. He recovers, fires to first, and the out is made at first base. Good play there by Davis as a hot shot back up the middle. He recovers it after it bounces off his glove. He fires to first, and that's going to end our 5th inning. 7 runs come across for Mississippi in that 5th inning. They didn't score as many as North Carolina did in the 5th. As 15 total runs come across, North Carolina scores 8 in the top of the 5th. Mississippi scores 7 in the bottom of the 5th. And we will head to the top of the 6th inning. North Carolina 14, Mississippi 9 in our decisive 6th inning of action. Both sides bat around in the 5th. And now we head to the 6th. Leading off for North Carolina is going to be number 45, Colton Mays. And we'll see who comes out to the mound for Mississippi here. I believe it's going to still be Blaine Causey out there on the mound for this Mississippi team. Both teams have used 4 pitchers today. Connor Hale started on the mound for Mississippi. Nick Green, Peyton Perdue, and Blaine Causey. North Carolina, Charlie Melton started. Then Tucker Cash, Marty Lovingood, and Bennett Davis. And we're on to the 6th. North Carolina has scored in every inning so far. 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 8 in the 5th. Mississippi scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, and 7 in the 5th. And now we're finally on to our 6th inning of play. Blaine Causey returns to the mound for Mississippi. Colton Mays, number 45, strides in for his first at bat of the top of the 6th. Colton Mays strides in. Mays is 3 for 3 with 3 singles. A single in the 2nd, a single in the 4th, and a single that brought in a run in the 5th. No offer at that first pitch from Causey. Causey sets for the 2nd delivery. This one bounces to the plate and gets to the backstop behind Steinwinder for a ball. It's been a long game between these two teams. We started yesterday, made it through 1 1/3 inning. Then we got rained out. We've already been playing for almost 2 hours here. We've only played about 4 innings. Long game between these two teams, and quickly ahead of Blaine Causey is Colton Mays. 3 balls, no strikes here to begin the 6th. 15 runs came across in that 5th inning of work alone. 8 by North Carolina, 7 by Mississippi, and a 4-pitch walk to begin the 6th as Blaine Causey watches Colton Mays on 4 pitches. Hey, shout out to JockJive Sports. We have now passed 1,000 likes on Facebook. That was our goal for the summer. That out now at 10,000 Facebook likes on Facebook. We're now at 10,007. We did it. We accomplished the goal. Number 17, Branson Bouchard steps in now. We're trying to now reach 100,000 Facebook likes, so tell all of your friends. 1 ball, 1 strike on Branson Bouchard. Runner at first base after the walk was Colton Mays. Strike on Bouchard as he is now a 1 ball, 2 strike count on the left fielder, number 17. Is hit by a pitch. He struck out, and he has walked in his 3 plate appearances today. He fouls one back there. So he takes a big cut at that Blaine Causey pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes on Bouchard. And that's strike 3. Got him looking. He goes down looking again for the second time in this game. That's a big first out for Blaine Causey as he tries to hold North Carolina to their first scoreless inning in this game. The top of the lineup is back up around now. Bebe Moore for his 5th plate appearance today. 2 ground outs, a single, and a walk that brought in a run in the last inning. Trying to steal second base, and in there safely is Colton Mays. He moves into scoring position for North Carolina here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. And that was ball 1 into Bebe Moore. 1 for 3 day for Bebe Moore as he watches the next pitch high for ball 2. Actually 1-1. They called the first pitch a strike. My apologies. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bebe Moore. Strike 2 on Bebe Moore as he watches the second pitch come all the way in. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the leadoff hitter, number 9, the right fielder for North Carolina. Standing at second base is Colton Mays. With 1 out here in the top of the 6th, North Carolina leading 14-9. Strike 3. Bebe Moore goes down swinging. 2 straight strikeouts for Blaine Causey as he's 1 out away from putting a 0 up on the board for his Mississippi team and putting them back in the dugout, trailing by 5. Cole Irby, the birthday boy for North Carolina, wants to have something to say about that, though, as he gets his 5th plate appearance. He watches the first pitch down low for ball 1. Irby singled in the first, flew out in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 4th, and singled in 2 runs in the 5th. Part of a 7-run or 8-run 5th inning. Pitch comes in too low outside into Irby, and he's ahead 3 balls, no strikes after 2 straight strikeouts for Causey. He has fallen behind number 14, the catcher. 3-0. 3-0 pitch. Does not find the zone. Ball 4, 2 on now for North Carolina with 2 outs. For Charlie Melton, the 3-hole hitter. The 3 and 4 hitter have done a lot of damage for North Carolina in this game. Charlie Melton hit a 2-run home run in that first inning, and then has walked twice and reached on an error in the 4th. Now comes on with 2 outs and 2 on. 1 in scoring position, watches the first pitch for strike 1. This one high and inside for a ball, and this one gets to the backstop, advancing to third base. Is Colton Mays. He advances from second to third, and then moving up to second base is Cole Irby. So now 2 in scoring position with 2 outs after the pass ball there on Steinwinder. 1-1 the count on Charlie Melton, who has a chance to score 2 runs, possibly with 1 hit here. One pitch does not find the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike now. This one crushed by Melton. It's way back deep, right to the fence, but it doesn't make it out. Charlie Melton gave that one a ride. It goes all the way to the fence. Mississippi's center fielder has to put his back up against the fence, and that one got caught in the wind. There's a hard wind coming in from center field, and that one blew that ball down. Charlie Melton with trying for his second home run, but he's just inches short as that one dies out right at the track for the third out. The first inning that North Carolina doesn't score, and they leave the door open for Mississippi here as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Mississippi needs 5 to tie, 6 to win here in this elimination game in the Ozone Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. 2-3-4 due up for Mississippi here in the sixth. Lane Steinwinder, Connor Hale, and Peyton Perdue as they try to make this comeback happen here in North Carolina, against North Carolina in Oxford, Alabama. This Mississippi team was trailing 14-2 at one point in this game. And as we headed to the bottom of the fifth, it was 14-2. Mississippi needed a big inning to keep the game alive. They scored 7 in the fifth, and now 5 to tie, 6 to win here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Let's go, Laurel Jones County. It's time to barrel one up and win this. Good luck. Number 6, Hunter Eakes, you're number 1 to me. Thanks for that shout out. Rooting on the Mississippi team for a big comeback here. As we get set to keep going here, Bennett Davis will return to the mound for North Carolina as he will have to battle it out with this Mississippi lineup. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and 7 in the fifth. 5 to tie and 6 to win here in the bottom of the sixth inning. As we have drama here in the last inning of the Ozone World Series elimination game between these two teams. Florida and Louisville's final has already happened. Florida winning. They're already into their second game in the second inning over there on the other Ozone field, but we're still playing here in our first game in the Ozone World Series Day 2 action here. After our rain out yesterday, these teams do not want to go home. A total of 15 runs scored in our fifth inning, and now Mississippi needs one more big inning to make this one extra interesting. First pitch into Steinwinder, finds the zone, strike one, and we get the bottom of the sixth inning going with a strike. Bennett Davis, 0-1 pitch, does not find the zone, count even at 1. Winner moves on, loser goes home in this elimination Dixie Youth Baseball World Series game. 1-1 pitch, too low, bouncing to the plate, ball 2, gets behind Colwerby. Nobody on, so no harm, no foul there. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Steinwinder. Two-one pitch hit to the second base side. Throw over to first is there in time. Good play made by North Carolina's second baseman to keep the leadoff batter off first base. Marty Lovingood fielding that one, firing over to first for the first out. Ground out for Steinwinder, and that's the first out. Down to their last 2 outs now is Mississippi. Connor Hale and Peyton Perdue, the 2 due up. First pitch into Hale, strike 1. Hale then hits a long foul ball down the right field line, and he's down 0-2. Base runners is what Mississippi needs here. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now as the 0-2 pitch does not find the zone. 5 to tie, 6 to win. 5 to keep this game going. 1-2 pitch again, too low and outside. Looking a little exacerbated on the mound is Bennett Davis after he misses the zone 2 times in a row. 2-2 the count now. And this pitch a little too high, and very frustrated on the mound out there is Bennett Davis, jumping up and down on the mound, showing his frustration to the home plate umpire as he thought he had the strikeout on the 2-2 pitch, but now the count runs full. We'll see if the emotions get to him here on the full count pitch, and ball 4. Bennett Davis thought he had the strikeout multiple times in that at bat, but the home plate umpire wasn't having any of it. And Connor Hale takes first base. That's the first base runner for Mississippi in this inning to bring up number 16, Peyton Perdue, who's 2 for 3 on the day with a single, a double, and a ground out. 5 to tie and 6 to win, so Mississippi's going to have to at least maybe try to bat around again here in this 6th inning. Strike 1 on Perdue. 1 ball, 1 strike now on number 16, the first baseman for Mississippi. See if Bennett Davis can get his emotions under control on the mound and lock in. This one hit back up the middle, right to the second baseman. Cash steps on second, fires to first, double play. North Carolina ends the game. Fans going crazy on the left side of the infield as Tucker Cash fields that grounder from Peyton Perdue, steps on second for the first out, fires over to first. A double play ends our game here in Oxford, Alabama. A great defensive play by Tucker Cash as Peyton Perdue grounds out into the double play, and that will end the World Series run for Mississippi. North Carolina moves on to face off against Florida tomorrow at 5:45. That's our end of this one. What a game between North Carolina and Mississippi. Your final, North Carolina 14, Mississippi 9. There will be an elimination ceremony, as unfortunately that's the end of the road for this Mississippi team. North Carolina gets to move on and keep fighting for the World Series here in Oxford, Alabama. I will leave the stream up for the elimination ceremony. Unfortunately, there is no audio on our outside, so you will not be able to hear the players' names be called. But I will leave the stream up in case you want to watch the Mississippi players receive their medals for making it to the World Series. Still a great accomplishment for Mississippi to make it this far. And we wish them a safe travels home. Even though they fell short here in the World Series play, we wish them luck, and we thank them for joining us here in Oxford, Alabama. Your final here, North Carolina 14, Mississippi 9. I'm Anthony Crum with JockJive.com. Happy to have you in this afternoon. Our game coming up in a little bit, Alabama and Virginia. Hope to have you in for that one. I'm going to leave the stream up so you can watch the final ceremonies, but that's it for me. Your final, North Carolina 14, Mississippi 9. North Carolina moves on. Mississippi is eliminated. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good afternoon. Hope you join us a little bit later here on JockJive.com.